Hello everyone and welcome to HR Quest. This is Kaushik here. I'm going to share some key insights on how to create an impact and leave a lasting impression on the interviewers. Well, before your interaction starts, the first thing that a lot of people ignore, and I have observed it very closely, the moment you step into the conference room, or let's say the interview hall, or let's say in someone's office, the moment you open the door, I've seen people banging it so hard, also leaving it ajar. I think that is the first impression where you can actually score over others by properly closing it, by not creating much of noise. So that you should always remember how to open the door in a very delicate manner and at the same time closing it the way you opened it. So then the moment you are approaching towards your chair, please don't just pull the chair and sit unless you have been asked. So these are known as interview courtesy that everyone needs to understand. So even if there's a panel, the moment you enter, you just show a good smile. You actually try to be very comfortable and greet each one of them by saying, good morning sir, good morning ma'am, good morning everyone. In this manner, you should become very comfortable with them. So remember, you should not sit unless you have been asked to sit. So you should stand and greet them, and greet as a panel, or greet even personally. That's fine. Now the second point is, the moment you are being asked to sit, the way you sit. The moment you sit, then ensure that you feel comfortable and you start looking at everyone. We call it maintaining a very positive eye contact. So the moment you have been asked to sit, and if you are carrying any credential, don't exactly get confused where exactly to keep it. You just keep it in front of you on the table or just aside, but don't actually create a kind of hassle out of it. So these are very small things that we would start creating a lasting relationship. So I'm going to, apart from these 2 points, I'm going to speak specifically about 4 important things that you should always remember at the time of interview. And it starts with your power dressing. It is often said that if you really want to impress somebody, the first thing you should always understand is the way you should look, because you dress yourself, you beautify yourself only because others get impressed. You should always feel good about yourself, that if you're well dressed, others will feel of looking at you more. So that is where exactly the impression starts happening, and that's why you should choose very good material at the time, or very good attire, I meant to say, at the time of interview. I have actually shared on hrquest.com what all things you should wear being a guy or a girl, so you can always refer to it and we get an idea that what kind of suit, what kind of shirt, tie or shoe you should wear at the time of interview. So remember, I call it power dressing, because if you carry yourself well on that day, it will create a kind of huge power for you, and that will also reflect your persona well to the interviewers. So remember, you dress well, so to look well, and at the same time, if you look well, you start building the process of creating an indelible impression on your interviewers. The second point that I have, that probably a lot of books have never spoken about, is to build a chemistry between you and the interviewers. I think that's very imperative. A lot of people feel that it is a kind of a huge test. It remains a kind of litmus test whether I would be able to succeed at the time of interview or not. But that is something should not bother you much. Rather, whenever you actually go inside the room of an interview, or else you are getting an opportunity to meet somebody who is very experienced or even industry stalwart, you should take it very positively and feel that it is a privilege for you. So the moment you are in, always try to exchange some kind of gestures. One example could be asking for a card. Second could be going for a firm handshake. But it depends obviously on the culture. If you're in India the culture is not about a kind of firm handshake the moment you go inside, or else you cannot also ask for a card, unlike the West. So when you're talking about building a chemistry, that is what also you need to find out ways, how can you start building that chemistry. I believe the best is you can just simply go, give a good smile, and also ask them, hello sir, it feels great to be here. So how are you all doing? If there's a panel, they would feel delighted that you are, even if you're nervous, you're looking nervous, but at least you are trying to speak and try to connect with them by asking some questions, and it is a very formal note of greeting. So if you greet them properly, you just simply try to soothe their nerve. At the same time, the pressure in the air, which is there obviously the moment you are in, if you ask some questions which are very general, nothing to do with your interview, that is where exactly your chemistry starts building. So always remember, you should try to find some way out depending on the culture and also which organization you're going for. That's why you need to do a lot of research, that whether you're going to an MNC or a company which is from the same origin, or a company which is there in some foreign country, depending on the culture, you should try to start forming the chemistry. Third point is what I would call is the art of asking questions. A lot of people always go only to answer questions, but nobody ever bothers of asking questions. And it goes like this. Let's say if I've been asked any question and you don't know the answer. I remember a long time back when I was asking, I was interviewing some students, and I probably tried asking everyone, why do you understand, or what do you understand by the term called peninsula? So a lot of students said at that point in time, sir, we don't have any idea, I'm very sorry. And they were feeling so guilty about it. I think no, it's not a guilt that you don't know an answer. That's fine completely. It is not mandatory that you need to answer all the questions, and this is what also the interviewers don't intend all the time. It is always a fact that a lot of interviewers, those who are smart interviewers, they don't intend to ask questions only as a form of harassment. They also ask questions so as to educate themselves, because they want to connect with the young minds, and out of their willingness or inclination to learn something, they also can ask questions to you. So you should take it very positively and should consider it to be a great opportunity of building that chemistry. So even if you are unable to answer a question in a very nice tone, you can ask, sir, I'm very sorry, I don't know the answer, but I would really appreciate if you could just enlighten my thoughts and views by giving the right answer to it if possible. These kind of words would improve your ongoing interview, at the same time will build a very good chemistry between you and the interviewer. So this is what exactly I believe is not only building the power of chemistry, at the same time you should always start asking good questions if you ever get stuck. And I always believe that it is all about power of brevity. So there's a principle called KISS, keep it short and simple. And when you are being asked any question, you should also keep it very, very simple. If you're trying to keep it simple, then only they would actually get satisfied. So no need to stretch your answers, no need to elongate your thoughts, rather you try to speak with the power of brevity. And one point that I would like to add on before I actually say goodbye to you for today is the power of giving examples to justify your achievements, hobbies, thoughts, so on and so forth. I call it a kind of STAR principle that you can always refer to. I've elaborated on hrpress.com that how you should speak with inferences, how should you speak with some good examples. And there's a principle called situation, task, action, and the result. So to know more about how to speak with good examples and how to follow the STAR principle to leave a lasting impression on the interviewers, do visit www.hrpress.com. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you.